Hello and a warm welcome to my channel. I'm Esther from Caddy if we haven't met before, and Heidi, welcome back if you are returning. So I am sharing a very cute card, Crafter's Companion stamp and die set. It is called Perfect Posy, and you've got these kind of 3-step flowers in here. So you get lots and lots of flowers. You get the 3 coordinating dies in the 3 sizes of flowers, and you also get some cute sentiments as well. It's a really comprehensive set actually. I really like it. So you've got leaves, you've got flowers, and you've got sentiments, and then the matching, you've just got the dies which will die cut the flowers for you. So I really wanted to use this tutorial to show you how to line up your three stamp sets. You know what I'm trying to say. So you're going to need 2 pieces of smooth white cardstock, which are 10 by 14 centimeters, and then your standard card blank. I've got one for the inside, in case you're wondering. And then you need some scrap to stamp your flowers onto as well. So the colours I am using are Twisted Citron, Picked Raspberry and Candied Apple, and also Vesafine. What I forgot to bring into shot there was the Lucky Clover, another distress ink. And I'm just using my stamping platform here to line up my inks in the right order. Okay, and I'm using Stampin' Up Stamparatus. This is from my Stampin' Up days. For those of you who don't know, I was a Stampin' Up demonstrator. I do have a video on my reasons for leaving, but still love Stampin' Up, still love their products, and I have no reason to replace this stamping platform because, in my opinion, it is still the best one on the market. So those are the stamps I'm using first. He's on the top row. So I'm just going to peel those off. I'm going to make a little dot. So this Stamparatus, you can buy special size grid paper for it, or obviously you could cut down a piece of paper, but the grid paper is kind of handy. And I'm going to line up my piece of card, pop the magnets on, okay, so you've got your piece of card nice and firmly in place. Then you've got that little point on each one of these stamps. You've got a little point, and the points are what are going to help you line up. Now, of course, if you don't have a stamping platform, those points will still be there to help you line up. You can just draw a dot on your piece of paper and know that you have to line up with that dot every single time. I'm just going to draw that little line on my grid paper and let the platform pick up the stamp. So that is now in place. Now the nice thing about this particular platform is that on the hinge you can turn it over, so you can I can have more than one stamp lined up at a time. So I can do my second stamp as well using the same process. It'll become a bit clearer when I'm actually doing the stamping. And then you get a second platform as well. Just don't ever try to fold it up with the 2 platforms in place, because you will crack one of them. And so this is the flower center that I'm lining up in exactly the same way using the same dot. So if you were doing invitations or Christmas cards or something and you wanted to make more than one of these, then obviously you can just keep stamping, just keep rotating, keep stamping without having to line up again. So I've got my inks in order. Taking the first one, which is the picked raspberry, and inking up. So this is like the first layer of your flower. So you want it lighter because the next layer is more the definition stamp. So just stamp that down. Give it a clean. So I'm trying to be quite methodical here and keep going in the right order. On this particular stamp set, it's a little bit more obvious which is which. Sometimes with these types of stamp sets, it's a bit more awkward to see which layer is which. So now I'm inking up. I've turned my platform over. I'm inking up in the Candied Apple, which is the darker one. And then that leaves me to do the flower centre in the black. So this is the only one I want to stamp and die cut out twice because I want it in the centre and I want it slightly layered up, slightly raised up on a foam pad. So I'm just going to keep those stamps on there and repeat the process of the first flower. It's still beautifully placed. Turn it round. Everything I'm using will be linked below, and there's more details on my blog as well, gatherandcreate.co.uk. Okay, same process. I did notice that I thought it missed a little bit, and that's again the beauty of one of these, that you can go back in. My ink's muddled up. You can go back in and just add a little bit more if you think you've missed any, and you know you're going to be completely lined up. So that just leaves the flower centre again. Such a pretty stamp set. So the first flower is all done. Give me a second to get organised for the next one. Just need to clean those so I can put them back on their carrier sheet. Being a good girl and cleaning my stamps as I go. Just line them back up where they live. So now the next flower is going to be exactly the same process. Got your base part of the flower, you've got your definition, and then you've got your flower centre. We can make a little notch again. It's very useful, that little triangle there. Okay, so flipping that platform around again, put the next part ready. I'm just flipping it around so it's ready to stamp the first bit. And we lay that down on the notch again. ready for the flower centre. If you've been scared of stamping before, then this is perfect. Don't be scared. Okay, just add that definition in next. I think this is one of my favourite flowers out of the threes because it's kind of like a sort of side-on view. No, something about it. I couldn't quite make it out when I first stamped it, and then I looked at it and thought, ah, I can see. Of course, different colours you're going to stamp these in, it will just give it a completely different look as well. So now the last one. Put the magnets back in place. And use a notch again. Turn it round. I think you've probably got the hang of it now. And the centre. Okay, going in again with the picked raspberry. Stamp that down. Turn round. Ink up with candied apple. And the flower centre. Little clean up. And pop them back on the sheet. Alrighty, we can store our magnets back underneath. These magnets are very strong, so be careful to handle them individually, because if they crash together, with the force that they'll have, they will break. So all of the stamping is done. I'm ready to do some die cutting now. Let's grab my dies. And a little bit of low tack tape, but you just want to take even more of the tackiness away. just lie that on top of the flower shape and just tape it into place. Same process for all of them. Obviously I've only got one die of each and I wanted that first flower cut twice, so I'll just have to go back in and do that one. That's all ready. So I've got all of my plates that I need. Plastic shim and magnetic shim, and my 2 plates for my lovely brand new Gemini machine, which I love. Just got that this week. Oops. Just going to go back through those plates for you. Show you that view. So you just feed it in, press the button. Well, no, you don't need to press the button, so you just feed it in and it will take it through. Very sore with arthritis, plus the fact, I mean, it's quite noisy, and it's got huge motors in it, so when you're doing really intricate dies, it is insanely good. It is so good. It's cut the most intricate dies with literally no problem at all, and embossing is a dream. So I'll do some more videos with the more intricate dies as well. Just peeling away that tape. Yeah, you won't believe how amazing it is. And obviously I can fit bigger dies in this one as well, which is I'm excited about. It's actually slightly bigger than A4, I believe. So I'm just going to go through and die cut that last one, just bring my die in. And we'll do that. Turning my plates, trying to remember to turn my plates around every time, because that will prevent the warping. I think I was trying to resurrect a piece of low-tack tape and then decided I just needed a new bit. Just trying to get more of the edge. And we can put that through again. Okay, so that's done. We'll just speed this through. I'll pop them out. That is all of our beautiful flowers done. I've already gone ahead and added the sentiment there. I changed my sentiment from my sample card. So this card is filled with love. I thought that was rather lovely. Now what you want to do is you just want to line up your flowers to give you your indication of where you want to add your foliage stamps. So I'm kind of lining it up in the same way as before. But not, and I'll explain that in a second. So I'm just using the twisted Citron there, and this is an Oxide ink, so you'll see it's a little bit more opaque. So I didn't use the notch as much because as well as getting it lined up, I also wanted to make sure it all fitted in. So I did a little bit more of it by eye, but this is, you know, these are really simple shapes. They're just 2 stamps. You get either the leaves and then the branches, or the definition, or the leaves and the flowers. So I don't think it takes a huge amount of lining up. So I'm doing a little bit using the platform, a little bit using just a little bit of judgment of where I think it should go. Now, because it is on the platform and I felt it needed a bit more of a deeper colour, I can still go in and know that it's completely lined up. It's very almost chalky looking, the Oxide, Distress Oxide. I absolutely adore it as an ink, but it was getting a bit messy there. Last thing you want to do is get ink over everything you've just made. So laying my flowers back in again, so I can put the second piece of foliage in. So it's those leaves. Same again, just using the platform, but also using where I want it to go. Just pick that up. It's going to be inked with the twisted Citron again. Beautiful colour. Absolutely love it. Let's add the veins, the stalk of the leaf, and that one is in Lucky Clover. So you see I'm just laying it down where I think it should go. It's pretty self-explanatory where it should go. Lucky Clover. Okay, that looks good. Pop the magnets away safely. And we're almost there, guys. Just need to assemble the card. So as we did 2 flowers, they are going to be popped up together in the centre. And so you're going to just glue everything down, and then the second flower will go on top using a foam pad. So just get things on how you want them. Just have a little play around, make sure you've got them where you want them and lined up properly with how you stamped your foliage parts. Pretty happy with that. So I'm going to use some wet glue, so that when I glue them down, you'll see in a moment that I'm going to do the centre one, but I won't push it down too far. I'll still be able to lift it to then slide the other 2 under very slightly. That's the first one. You've got a little bit of wiggle room then as well. So slide that under slightly. You don't want to hide the flower. bit of glue on the next one. And then we're just ready to pop up that final flower. Just with some foam pads. And line it up. Okay, that's all the stamping and the sticking done. We're just going to add a little bit of clear sparkle using a Wink of Stella brush, just in the centre there. And bring in my card base, which is Stampin' Up Granny Apple Green. Some nice spring colours going on. Put that on the front of your card. And then the last little touch is some gems, and these are Stampin' Up again. They are Noble Peacock rhinestones. Just make my decision about where they're going. And that is the card completed. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and that if you have not wanted to attempt any 2 or 3 step stamping before, that you do give it a go, and give it a go in maybe some other colours. I did get another multi-step stamping set in my bundle, so I'll be back with another one of those at some point. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.